everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and I've got a process video for you today that uses a pocket page. If you don't know, I tend to do pocket pages occasionally. I do them for I have monthly pocket pages, so all the photos from the month that kind of don't really need to have separate layouts, I just kind of put them all in the pockets. And then I like to use pocket pages when I have a bunch of photos, usually for a vacation, and I just really quickly need to get them all scrapbooked and finished up. So that's what I'm doing here today with some photos from a trip that my husband and I took to Epcot back in January 2023. And I have so many photos. I actually ended up not using them all in this one pocket page, and I think I'm just going to get rid of the extras that I have because it doesn't really make much sense for me to do another page. I think there are like 4 or 5 extra photos, but for the most part, I think I picked the photos that are going to tell the best stories and look the best. And so sometimes it means that you end up printing off more photos than you really need. Obviously, I could have tried to do like a 2-page layout with this, and I would have been able to cut photos down into smaller sizes and really get a whole bunch on that layout. But I didn't have the papers, and I really just wanted to get these finished up because I actually already have a scrapbook album that has my January, February, and March items or March layouts inside. So I really needed to get this finished so I can add it to the layout. I did purchase an extra 12 by 12 piece of patterned paper. I think it's from Echo Park, and it's that paper you see there with the stars. And then the B side is the yellow with the white polka dots. And I'm basically I'm just using that one piece of patterned paper and then just the random leftover embellishments and paper scraps that are from my stash. I was making a lot of Disney photos because sadly our Disney trip from 2022 still has not gotten done yet. I need to do that. But I had a lot of leftover pieces from doing that. And so I was able to very quickly come up with some embellishments and just create little 4x6 panels, essentially, is what I'm doing. There's going to be 2 on each side. I'm basically taking those 2 4x6 pieces that I cut out there, which means I have a lot of that pattern paper left over for something else. And I'm just going to do double-sided little embellishment clusters. That dream piece is from Simple Stories. I think there's also some Ellie Studio in there as well. And the ticket pattern paper, I want to say, is also from the Simple Stories collection. I think it's is that Simple Stories does Say Cheese, or is that Echo Park? Now I can't remember. Doesn't matter. These are all old. I think I bought these in November 2022. And so they might not even sell these pieces anymore, these collections anymore. I'm sure they've come up with new Disney themed collections. Anyway, the dream piece, like I said, is from Simple Stories. It's a foam sticker, and that's going to be kind of like the title piece for this side. I've got 2 4x6 photos, one on top and one on bottom, and then the centers are all 4x4. And if I didn't have as many photos as I did, obviously the 4x4 pieces, I could have inserted a 4x4 embellishment panel in there as well. But I just had so many photos and I wanted to get them all complete. Let me know down in the comments if you use pocket pages and what style pocket pages you like the best. I just kind of went through the different styles that I had, and I just pulled this one out because I like it. I like having the 4x6s mixed in with the 4x4s. I think it gives the page a little more visual interest than a standard all horizontal 4x6 or all vertical 4x6, although I do have those pages in my stash as well. And a lot of the photos, I wanted to keep some of them the horizontal, just because I couldn't really cut those down that much. But the other photos, I cut down some vertical 4x6s into the 4x4s. So, you just kind of got to go through your photos and see which orientations you have the most of and which ones can be cut down to smaller sizes. And then you can kind of figure out from there what style of the pocket page that you want. So for this one, I'm adding a 3x4 card onto the 4x6 panel. And then I had three embellishments that I was going to put along the side. And I just felt like there needed to be something a little extra next to that gondola. And so I added an extra sticker embellishment to that. Those gondolas are so cool. I can't remember what they call it, but if you ever stay at in Disney World, if you ever stay at Pop Century or Art of Animation, I think you have access to the gondolas that they just take you over the air and you kind of fly over to another station, which I think links up with Caribbean Beach, I think. So you can take it to that hotel and then you transfer and you take it to Magic Kingdom, I believe. It's a really cool system. It's so amazing, and it's so much better than taking the buses or even trying to drive yourself. It's a really cool system. So highly recommend that. Here's me kind of going through the rest of the photos and trying to figure out which ones are going to work the best. I mean, I could have filled every pocket with a photo, but I wanted there to be some embellishments and things like that. So I did have to cut a few of those photos out. Some of these photos are... Let me see. There's one at the top. We saw, what did we see? There was a choir singing before some show that we saw. Now I can't remember what it was. But then we also got to see the big golf ball lit up at night. I took a picture of where we stayed. One night we stayed off resort, and another night we stayed at Pop Century. So I took a picture of the outside of the hotel. I've got a couple pictures from the different countries that we saw while we were in Epcot. And one other thing that I'm not using the photo for, but we saw a performance at Epcot, and it was like Broadway singers singing Disney music. So that was pretty cool. For some of these photos, I'm going to add little phrase stickers right on top of them. On the opposite side of this page, I added some of the stickers right on top of the page protector. I kind of go back and forth with how I want to do it. I just let it speak to me. Wherever I decide to put them is where I put them, and I just kind of go with it and don't overthink it. I do like to have things within the pockets because it's a little bit more secure, especially if you're doing stuff with a lot of dimension. But sometimes I even put like enamel dots on the outside of the page protector just because I'm crazy like that, and there are no rules. You can basically do what you want. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm kind of going the opposite of what I did on the first side. So the top of the first side had the 3x4 cut apart with the embellishments. I am going to mimic that, but on this side, I'm doing it on the star pattern paper instead of on the, or I'm doing it on no, I'm doing it on this is backwards because I haven't taken them out of the page protector yet. I'm doing the sort of cut apart 3x4 piece with embellishments on the bottom, which is going to be on the yellow with polka dot paper. And then I'm doing something that's a little bit more, it's got like words on it, a little bit different up at the top where the star pattern paper is going to be. Just trying to, keep things similar, bringing similar ideas from one side of the page to the next. I will say the one downfall of page protectors is that you do have to think about what's going to be on the other side. So unless you are prepared to have both sides filled with photos from one event, like you kind of can't just do one side of a page protector because then you have to think about, well, what photos are going to come next? And I'm a person who likes to scrapbook and have everything in chronological order. So like to leave one side of a page protector empty is just like, oh, I can't do it. So just keep that in mind. If you are doing pocket page scrapbooking, you do have to be prepared for something else to go on the backside or to be able to use the backside up with all of your photos, which is why I like it for vacation photos, because typically you take a lot of photos on vacation, and then when you get back from vacation, you're like, oh my gosh, I just want a really easy way to get these photos scrapbooked. And this is a really easy way because, like I said, I only used one 12x12 piece of pattern paper, and I only used basically the top third of it. I just cut out 2 4x6 panels, and that was it. And then everything else was just leftover embellishments from my stash. So this came together really easily. It was just a matter of finding the right embellishments and piecing them together in a way that was pleasing to my eye. So yeah, I hope that this video is inspiring for you, whether or not you do pocket pages. You could obviously find inspiration from just these little 4x6 panels in terms of ways to cluster your embellishments together on your regular 12x12 or 8.5 by 11 pages, whatever you want to do. If you are enjoying watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already so that you don't miss other scrapbook inspiration and card making inspiration now. I'm trying to do card process videos at least once a month, so that's been really fun, and I would love for you to be part of this online community and not miss out on all the fun stuff. I'm going to have some close-up video or close-up photos to show you things in a little more detail. You'll notice I didn't do any journaling on this because this is just one page in a series of pages for this trip, so I didn't really need to add anything else to this. But obviously you could use one of those panels, a 4x6 or a 4x4, to insert some journaling. And here are the pages together. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.